Hello, everybody. David and Jeff from the Wrestless podcast, and we're here with a new sort of video. We're going essentially, we decided that simply recapping every weekly wrestling show that is relevant probably not a good use of people's time, especially when clearly we want this to be something more comedic or just something more entertaining, and feel like simply recapping information you've probably already seen probably not a good use of your time. So what we're going to do instead is for Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown, we are going to review them weekly. And as you can clearly see by the title of this video, we're going to start with this week's episode of Raw, which is
Yay!
finally 2 hours. It's been
And
3 hours for
nobody
a
enjoyed
decade.
it. Nobody enjoyed the 2 hours.
No.
They gave us what we've been asking for 10 years. It's been a decade. Over a decade. And it was terrible. Okay, it wasn't terrible, but
We'll get into why that might be in a little bit, but firstly,
Mhm.
thank you for watching. Thank you for interacting, for liking, subscribing, and all that. Thank you. But I suppose we can get started with Raw proper. So, Jeff, if you'd like to take it away there.
Oh, I can't wait. I've been waiting all day for this. Right, so Raw, finally 2 hours. Good? No. Terrible? Not so much. Kinda okay. So we kicked off with Sexy Red in the ring. For some reason, she just yelled a lot, and then they cut away from her because they didn't have the time.
Yeah, a lot of this
Cut
show is
away from
just
her.
a lot of the show
Yeah.
just feels like promo for NXT tomorrow. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. Wonder why.
Just remember.
But let's leave the tribalism for the bloodline.
Just remember, they don't see AEW as competition, guys. They don't see them as
No.
competition.
I just put interesting how they cut away from her to have a recap package for Hell in a Cell, and they also cut like the recap package for Hell in a Cell to be the last match you see. Which I know there was a Punk promo after this recap. I mean, should have been the main event, but we've talked about that. Anyways,
At length.
so we have Punk. Yeah, facts. We have Punk hobble out. He can't walk to the ring because time restraints. So he's doing a good job. He's selling the injuries. He's all banged up. As I said, he's walking like a cactus jocks. He's absolutely knackered, the poor bastard. He said, "Is it good to be not dead in St. Louis on a Monday night or wash?" Which was funny. It was good. It was a good line. David.
I would just like to say, just to get the comments out of the way, just shit my britches on Raw. Please retweet.
So Pug says he can't walk to the ring, but he had to come out to see the people because he loves St. Louis for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's because him and Orton patched things up over their little backstage drama that they had, but who knows? He says that he's a winner, but he doesn't feel like it, that he survived this Hell in a Cell match rather than won it. He wants to thank 3 groups of people, his fans for sticking with him through 7 years waiting for him to come back to wrestling, and an extra 3 waiting for him to come home to the WWE, his home, his stomping ground. And he says he wants to thank his peers because he respects the hell out of them, loves working with them. Whether they have a good or bad opinion of him, they make him work harder, blah, 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 all this. And then he says he wants to thank his haters because there's a very thin line between love and hate. And he's turned your hate into cash, which he's not wrong. He's a very rich man because of people who hate him. So fair enough, fair play to him. I said Punk's heading home to AJ. And then out comes Seth Rollins. Nice stare down between them, and he kind of brushes hard past him with his shoulder to set up his in-ring segment. But before we speed on through like they did on Raw last night, David, any thoughts on the Punk promo?
Yeah, I think in terms of selling the danger of Hell in a Cell, I think they did a bang up job with that. I think it was a little over the top with just, having to stay on the stage with the selling, but I get why they do it. I think just, just it feels very much like baiting retirement,
Yeah, he
which
did.
is,
He did mention about I don't know how long I've got left in me.
yeah.
Old Gunsinger. I was like, you've had 3 matches, mate. You've got more. Come
Granted,
on,
you
they're
did
not
you
fooling
did
anyone.
bust your arm on one of them, but yeah. I think a lot. The reason it was set up this way is just so he doesn't have to go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I think that's the clear, and obviously, like him and Drew were both banged up after the match because it was a bloody rough match. It was a great match, but yeah, both of them I think are going to take time off. I think was it Drew's. It wasn't his brother. Was it someone in his family passed away or is taken ill or something at the
I
minute?
think it
Thought his
was
brother posted about something.
sister.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So he's taking time off, and I think he's actually like might be a bit more legitimately injured than Punk. In terms of
uh,
like who's
the
injured and
stair
who's not.
spot.
Yeah, yeah. Stair spot. Oh, yeah, it'll be walking funny for a while, but yeah, it's basically so Punk can skip out in Saudi because he doesn't want to suck a blood money cover to whatever in Saudi
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next we have sorry, go on.
No. Just for benefits of Sean, who is not here. Just I learned that the time limit for swearing is 1 minute and not five, so we can just
Oh,
fire
happy
off.
days. Well,
Yeah.
only lose by 55 seconds next time. All right. So we have Rollins promo next. So he's brushed past Punk and he comes down to the ring. Rollins has a great opening line. He said, "First of all, I'd like to say that Punk. I hope he gets well soon, so he can come back soon, and I can kick his ass and retire him for real." And then does a little laugh, which I thought was funny. Like he hasn't forgiven him. Obviously, they've got beef. They're not just happy faces who are friends. Um, he said, "Welcome back to Monday Night Rollins." Rollins does a little bad blood recap. His little, they always like to have someone on the show goes, "Ooh, what happened last week?" And Rollins had that this week. He said and then after the whole bad blood stuff, he said he's back to destroy Bronson Reed. He said Bronson's not here tonight, but Seth then gets like really close up to the camera to be intimate, I guess. And I was half expected Bronson to come in from behind and drop him at this point. Like I thought it would have been perfect. Like he's real up close to the camera, but Bronson didn't come along because they didn't have time. He said, "You want me to know your name? You want to get famous, big boy? I'll give you your 15 minutes." And he challenges Reed to a match, tells him to name the time and the place because he'll be ready because this time he'll know he's coming. And then Jey Uso's music hits. So he
Yeet.
comes down to the ring. Yeah, he does the yeet. He's happy boy. So Jey comes down to the ring. They have a bit of a stare off, and Rollins just kind of walks away. So that's then leading into our first match of the evening. So, any thoughts on the Rollins promo before we brush on?
Yeah. I mean, fairly play by numbers. He's not in a story right now.
Mm.
You can see the beginnings of one there, but I think Punk has a lot in his plate to deal with first before then.
Yeah.
I hoped he would have been a different character when he came back last week, but sure. Look, you can only get what you give.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a character. It's just outfits and a funny laugh. And I, re- I really like the laugh. I've liked the laugh since he did it against John Cena back in like 2014. I don't have a problem with it, but I can see why people hate this Rollins. Like I can understand that, but I'm fine with it. He is who he is, and that's how he's going to stay. But yeah, next we had Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods for the IC title match. Match I think we were excited to see. By God, did we not see it? So Woods not getting much of a pop at all. People are like, "Oh, you've been a bad guy, kind of, the last couple of weeks. We don't like you." But he comes out with Kofi. Jay getting a big pop. We get a few spots here, an attitude adjustment to the floor from Woods, which was nice. That was clean. I put Xavier's taking a lot of this match. And then I said, just as I said that, catch and super kick and a splash from Jay for the win. Um, Pretty
Yeet.
much most of the match. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
much most of the match. There's a lot of commercial
Yeah.
breaks. It was maybe about 5 minutes on screen.
Yeah, I think what we got was okay. I'll just go through my notes verbatim here.
Mm.
All right, it goes. Christ, Xavier's taking a lot of this. Why are there so many ad breaks? Attitude adjustment, pop. Why are there so many ad breaks? And really, is that it? Okay, then.
Yeah.
It
So
for what we could get, it was fine, but like for
yeah, I wanted more. I think they could have given
yeah,
us more.
for a story
Um,
they're clearly building up so much, they did not give a lot of time for it.
yeah, and it's the story that they've been like behind the scenes been saying this is a story they've been excited for ages, and it's going to go a different way, and they're really pumped for it. And then they gave us this, and like after the match, we did get Woods refusing to shake Jay's hand. Him and Kofi going up the ramp. He's like, "Oh, he beat me! Congratulations, well done." So Woods is just being a big baby, which is fine. I don't mind that.
What we got
Good character work.
afterwards, however,
I
a
I
little bit
really
more
didn't like this
interesting.
actually.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all. So Braun Breaker just comes in and spears Jay from out of nowhere. And then Kofi goes to help and gets dropped with a spear. And then Woods is tending to Kofi and then run around spear. And then another one to Jay for good measure. So he turned face last week.
Mm. You see, I kind of like,
And
yeah, I kind of like baiting face turns and then screwing over people, but you've got to do it in a less disjointed way, I feel.
it's like they erased last week for Breaker. Because like it wasn't like an even a fake disingenuous kind of, "Oh, congrats" last week. It was a proper full on like, "I respect you. You've got my respect." Then he came out, ships passing in the night with Gunther last week. I was like, "Oh, we're not getting it now. Get that soon." He's had the IC belt. Move him on up. No, we get a run it back with Jey Uso, which I
Which Sean is going to be very gleeful whenever we get to that next, because it's
yeah.
exactly what he predicted. But I know the reason this happened. It is
Go
because
on,
of
shoot.
Gorg.
Oh,
They're
my
gonna do the
Gorg.
match at the Rumble
Oh
because
no.
he's facing Cody at Crown Jewel, probably facing Punk at Survivor Series, Gorg at the Rumble, and then
Wait, Gorg's facing Cody at the
no,
or you mean
Gunther.
Gunther? Gunther. Oh, okay, I was oh, I was like,
Like
did you
it's
get the spoilers for Raw that
no,
I
no,
didn't?
no, no.
So oh.
Braun. So like Braun at Mania or Braun at Elimination Chamber.
God, why does it have to be multiple like I'm fine with a Gorg return for a match where he gets beaten and he retires. We we don't need like we don't need multiple. Just uh
Yeah,
I just
I took
I was
a
getting into fucking Braun. Jesus.
like I like his just dickhead kill everything character. But
I do too.
I feel like there's just a way you could have done this better.
Yeah, maybe if they had an extra hour. Maybe better than
Stop trying to look. They'll get it right
Jesus.
eventually. Just like
Yeah, yeah.
not this
It's their first
week.
week. And probably not next week from the sounds of it. I didn't hear specific spoilers, but I didn't hear great things about the spoilers that did go out because they taped next week's
Yeah,
this week.
I heard one good one though.
Ooh.
Would you like? I'll add a time skip to avoid this.
Yeah,
They're finally
go on.
changing the worst name back. It's no
Oh.
longer the Viking Raiders. They are once again the War Raiders.
Oh, like the Nordic ruins predicted. Fantastic. I'm happy to they're back next week.
War. Yes. War.
Happy days. I'm buzzing for that, and hopefully we get more than a minute of it with 5 minutes ad breaks. But anyways, right. So we had all that. I think this is where we get to the segment where there's just so much like promo non in ring stuff. And I get that they focus on story, but this is ridiculous, right? So We had a Rhea Ripley promo. Ripley talks about Liv weaseling out of the match. There's going to be another beating from Rhea. I said hopefully it'll be the last one because I think everyone's sick of this now. Like, I get they botched a bad blow, but just move on. Just have Rhea move on, do something else. Have Liv go against someone else for the belt. Like, we don't need more of this, I don't think. Then speaking of the War Raiders, we had the War Raiders ruins pop up, which was nice. I like that they do little things now. Like, the one thing about Triple H is he does little individual things for individual people, which is cool. Like some different vignette stuff. Then we had Braun backstage with face. What's going on? And he was like, looked at her and just walked off. Didn't answer. Then we had the Blood Money belt recap of, oh, look at this belt. You're gonna fucking fight for this at Crown Jewel because everyone wants that. Then I just put they're really bigging up this. Oh, let's not talk about the incident between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes because like Rollins mentioned it, Wade mentioned it on commentary. Then Cody comes into the building. And we get a Cody backstage segment later. I'll just go over now since we're talking about the whole Jay stuff. Or not the Jays of the KO stuff. Sammy says, Sammy walks up to him and is like, oh, hey, if you want to talk about the whole Kevin Owens thing with me, we can. And he's like, no, good. Can't talk about that. Triple H tweeted so. So like, they're bigging up a lot. But Sammy obviously, Cody goes, yeah, you can totally win tonight against Gunther. That's a total possibility. That'd be great. But yeah, that was the that was the end of the. Oh, sorry, there was a Sheamus Pete Dunne promo as well. Fuck me, there was a lot.
Yeah.
And I just put the Butch gimmick is so stupid, but this is gonna be a banger. Oh, and sorry, there's a Karrion Kross in Miz segment. Sorry, I just run through the last little segment.
Why would you remember that?
Oh god, I only remember because it's written down. So we have a White Six glitch. So the White Six is going after the Miz and the Final Testament next.
Thank God.
Why?
End the Final Testament, please. End my
Yeah, but
pain.
the Wyatt Six deserve more.
They
Like,
do. But Karrion Kross
do a
deserves
Judgment Day
nothing.
feud. Yeah, but he's getting everything at the minute. It's like, oh, we don't have time for Otis or any other of the people who weren't on the show this week, but we've time for fucking Karrion Kross and Miz and R-Truth, which is ridiculous. So we have a Karrion Kross segment backstage. R-Truth shows up where Kross and Miz are speaking. R-Truth says he forgives Miz because he realizes Miz just thought he was a member of the Judgment Day, which he isn't anymore. Haha, isn't R-Truth a silly, silly man? So then Truth says something a bit more serious though. He which is very strange now character for him. He just turns to Miz and he's like, hey man, our kids play together. I thought we were brothers. Like, why is this? And then they basically announce a match for Truth versus Miz next week. Which is like, why not just go full serious from the start? Why not have Archer come in and be like, hey man, we need to talk. Like, what was last week about? Our kids play together. We're brothers. We've been teaming on and off for 10 years, we've been boys in about like even build himself up. But anyways, your thoughts on all that promo bollocks.
Yeah, I just have a general note since you mentioned the Rhea thing. At the
Yep.
weekend, Hunter sort of wrote himself into a corner with he doesn't see color, he doesn't see race. Apparently, he's gone one further than that. He doesn't see gender because no women matches on the show tonight.
Hey, there was one. There was one.
Doesn't mean anything.
We'll get to it. I enjoyed it till it ended really abruptly.
I like the winner, but like Rhea Ripley, one of your biggest stars, don't have a match for her.
Yeah.
Or your champion.
Hey, she was on the show later on. We'll get to that.
Alright, but other than that, I just put down for the Miz and R-Truth segment, just the picture of Michael Cole holding the fan sign that says "End my pain."
Yeah.
I think that says all you
Yep.
need to know.
I think that sums it up. So let's get on to something a bit more fun. Probably the funnest thing. Well, like bar like maybe the last like 5 minutes or all. But like funnest match in overall, I think we had Sheamus versus Pete Dunne. So this was a lot of fun. We had a
Donnybrook.
yeah, which it's a silly name, but they're always fun. Like they are always a bit of fun. The Donnybrook matches. I'm enjoying them. I like that they actually did more than just like put out some weapons. They had the whiskey barrels, they had the old school wooden bar, they had they had a couple of things that you were like, oh well, at least it's a bit different, it's a bit whatever. So first note is Pete's music sucks ass. Pete's
Yeah,
music is so bad.
which
Pete
is
had great
which
music.
is a shame because Bruiserweight is one of the best tracks from like that era.
Oh, the dum, 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 dum,
I've heard that
that
live.
was
It
so good.
rules.
So sick. But yeah, a lot of cool spots in this. There was a really nice Alabama slammer from Sheamus, and then a slingshot who sent Pete out of the ring. We've done stomping on Sheamus' hand at the bar, and then gets caught into a power slam onto the table, which is really nice. We have I said, here comes the shillelaghs. Finlay would be proud. He's buzzing up there. He's smiling backstage in the producer's role. He's like, eh.
Probably loves us
So a
more
load
than
of
he
shillelagh
loves
work.
watching his son's matches.
Brogan or whatever that stupid name they gave him is.
Uriah Connors and also David Finlay.
Oh god, yeah, Dave.
Two sweet brothers.
Oh.
Just let Gabe Kidd
Was it
run
done?
it.
Yeah, thanks.
It's the only time
Was
I
it
want an
done?
English person to take over an Irish person's role.
Was it done? Hits a nice stunner over the ropes, reversal to the 10 beats. But an Irish curse sends it back down. Nice quick reversals from both of them. There's a nice kind of storytelling of these boys been boys and they know what they're doing. They know each other's moves. They're pretty good at that. Then we have a bloody superplex from Dunn, which was lovely. Really, really, really clean.
Is have
We
always been
had
pretty clean. Yeah.
oh, it was great. Then we had James brought him on top of the whiskey barrels to do a 10 beats where he like blocked his hands with the shillelagh somehow.
Just an
It
average
was
Friday
loaded.
night.
Yeah, it was a load of bollocks, but it was fun bollocks. Then we had a white noise from the whiskey barrels through the table, which was brutal. This is a lot of fun. I said I can't wait for Netflix. The show Noise Mutant is killing me because they obviously had Holy Shit Chance, which meant all the noise of the show got muted, like crowd noise, commentary, like oh yeah, all of that. Like it's just hopefully they can do that.
Yeah, just you know, just the sheer sound of Pete Dunne's body hitting the table from that is just I literally just sat there and went,
Yeah, I popped up out of bed. I was like, "Oh my god!" 'Cause I was sitting in bed at like I watched it like 7 o'clock this morning. Just like popped up. Like, oh my god! I was like,
I
I need a
watched it at
coffee.
8 o'clock this morning.
God, nice one. So we have a big high cross from Sheamus. Love the high cross. Love any kind of variation of that kind of power bomb. It looks good. Kick out. Then we have smacking a back from Pete for a 2. Then we have Pete. This is the bit where people are maybe using the B word, and I don't mean butch for Pete Dunne. So he zip ties Sheamus's hands, but Sheamus still kicks out. Sheamus hits a brogue knee and then a brogue kick, and he gets the win. I said, obviously, Sheamus has been watching his OC tapes. Fair play to him. Orange Cassidy would be proud here, but one person who isn't proud is me. Why would you? It's a saying, and it's become a reality for Pete Dunne. He was beaten. Sheamus beat him with his hands behind his back. Like I don't see how this does anything for Peter Dunne.
It doesn't.
David,
Like,
thoughts?
I had fun. I would have had Pete Dunne win personally. And if you were gonna have Sheamus win, which fair enough, don't literally do it with your hands behind your back. You bastards.
It's just like, why would you do this to a guy who you're trying to? And they tried to salvage it. They had like a online exclusive after where Sheamus was like, "The Butch is dead. He's earned my respect tonight," and it's like, yeah, but you beat him with your hands tied behind your back.
Mm.
Like legitimately, your hands were tied behind your back, and you beat him. Like,
Just, do you remember at the start of this year when we finally had Tyler Bate called up to the main roster? We
oh, the
had
big strong
hope,
boy.
and we had hope
Oh,
for British Strong Style. I don't like their name.
new Catch
It
Republic.
just sounds like a fucking designer brand, like clothes
Yeah,
shop.
yeah, it's not good.
No, they're British Strong Style. But just
Yeah,
like,
thanks. Give him the
I
peaky
had so
suits.
much hope. And just
Mm.
like, even when this storyline started, I had so much hope because it rectified something that people hated. It brought it up. It did not just push it under the rug. Just like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
it's like the match was really fun, and then the zip tie thing happened, and it gave me the kind of sinking feeling I had at Bad Blood with Balor, where I was like, "Oh, Pete Dunne's just not gonna be the guy that we want him to be. Like, he's just not gonna get that chance, maybe."
Say bye bye to
Which,
any
oh,
thought of him ever winning the IC title, at least right now.
yeah, I think in the future, like you can make a case for him for a mid card, but I think I don't
Mm.
know, like I just think he's so good. But anyways,
I mean, he's the producer of
unfortunately.
WWE Speed. He could always just book himself to win that belt.
Yeah, just have him just win the belt. Pete
Full
Dunne,
on,
WWE Speed Champion.
full on Vergania. Which I suppose we should also give a shout out to the first ever WWE Women's Speed Champion, Candice LeRae. You would have told me that Candice
Give her
LeRae
Pete
finally
Dunne.
won a belt. Did not think it would be the Twitter belt that no one gives a fuck about.
Put her on telly. She's really good.
Yeah,
She's
just
really, really good.
I just love the fact that, and I think this is probably right as well. The only reason they didn't give EO the belt was then people would have something legitimate to complain about.
Yep. No, that's probably a bit true.
Let's
You
keep
know.
going.
Yeah, hold on, give me 2 seconds. My whole like stand I have set up for my mic is just dropped. So give me
I'll
2
just
seconds.
make
I
sure
need to
this thing's
solve that
fucking
for a
screwed
second.
in.
Is that's all right? You can still hear me there, I think.
All right, yeah.
Perfect. Right. So next we had the Last Monster Standing recap, which was fine. Whatever. Recap of the match. Then the Judgment Day arrive. And the Judgment Day leave. So the Judgment Day show up. Big Mommy Cool steps out with Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom. They basically go over the whole crack of how she lost by DQ to Rhea and all this bollocks. Then I think it's Kathy interviewing him goes like, "Oh, but what's gonna happen?" Well, she asked a general question, and like most people on the show, the Judgment Day refused to answer, and we're like, "Oh, you know the way we just got here? Yeah, let's drive away. We might have just flown to
Just
St. Louis. Let's just drive." So while I fix my thing, give your thoughts on that, David.
I found this really funny. Like, I imagine it was supposed to be, oh, they're too cool to care, but just like
Ugh.
they just get in. This happens. They have a brief confrontation with Rhea, and then just like, nah, we're over this. Let's go. They just
Yeah,
look like
it's
such losers.
big geeks, big geeks. They look
Oh,
like it was.
Fargo, what are they doing with you, boy?
Yeah. Did you see his explanation of his mask from Bad Blood as well? By the way,
Yeah, it didn't help. It just made it look
the first
even weirder. Yeah.
he posted on Instagram, and he was like, "A tear for Rhea, a tear for Damien, and a line they both crossed." And then the first comment is, "Mate, you've just lost your 1,000th match in a row. Go get some wins." Will you?"
I can't wait to clip that.
Oh God above. So we had after that thrilling segment from the Judgment Day, we had Ava and Adam Pearce and Ethan bloody Page on Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen.
Gee,
All ego, baby.
I
We
wonder. I wonder why on a night where they go up against AEW, they have former AEW wrestler All Ego Ethan Page on Raw to promote
Hey,
NXT.
he's a former NXT champion as well, where he fell into the cover. But yeah, speaking of geeks, my first note was Ethan Page wants retribution on Punk for costing him the belt, but gets none of it. Looks like a real geek. Ethan Page just made him look like a fool, like an absolute idiot going around. Like,
I need to say it like Brian Alvarez would say it. He's a geek.
Dave. Oh, Brian Alvarez. Oh, what a G.
What a strange man he is.
Oh god. So then we had the only women's match of the evening. We had Unholy Union with PFC versus the Party Girls, Natalia, Lyra, and Zelina. But they may as well have just been called Team Natty because they all just came out to Natty's entrance because they don't have time for multiple entrances.
And also Bret Hart, Trick Pop.
Yeah. We had the Bret Pop, which was lovely.
If only Bret was here.
But this match was a really fun 10-women tag until it ended after like a minute and a half. Like what the like it started off really nice. It was high pace, dives out, dives in the ring, nice quick action, and then a leg drop from Lyra for the win. Like after a minute and a half. So I was like, I wish they'd given him a bit more time because that was actually fun. It's the most invested I've been in pure Fusion Collective like ever. And then I just put down because obviously Lyra wins, so you get the dun dun woo kind of theme that she has. And it just goes, I wonder how long it'll take for Ric Flair to sue Lyra for the gimmick infringement, like he did to Becky for stealing the man name. So, oh.
Apologies there. I went in to plug my laptop and the thing just shut off. We're back now. Get through this. We're so close to the finish line. We're close to keeping it under an hour. Let's get it done. So this was a freaking weird, just sort of match. I feel like the only reason this was on here was just so they could say that they had a women's match on the card.
Yeah, 100%.
Glad to see Irish people getting the win. Because they were not getting them the last few weeks, but yeah. I like Lyra. Give the women more time. Pure Fusion Collective. Just why? Why?
Yeah. We've said it.
Look, Chelsea is free. You can go and do the fucking Karens again. Maybe that'll add, life to this. Not holding out hope. But yeah, good for Lyra.
Yeah.
Let her challenge for a title or something. Because she's worthy.
Yeah, give her a match with Liv. Give her a match with Liv for the belt. You know what? Have her win. I don't care. Sick of it. Anyways, so after that, just strange bloody match. We had a Zayn and Gunther recap, just covering like all the promo work leading up to this, what the story is. Basically, Gunther has daddy issues, and he wants his dad to be proud of him, and he's embarrassed his dad. His big sad boy. It's big sad boy, Gunther.
Do you see like just to use an Austro-German example? Do you think he's crazy like a fool, or is he daddy cool? I mean, his original name in the Indies was Big Daddy Walter.
Big Daddy Walter, the boy, the goat. It's crazy looking at him like then and looking at him now. Like the transformation is. Yeah. He leaned up like mental. Fair play to him. But yeah. So we had that Gunther Zayn recap. Then we had Damage Control and a Pair of Both Girls promo. So it's basically Jade and Bianca being like, you caught Bianca slipping a couple of weeks ago, but we took the belts off you. We're going to beat you again. And I think it's next week. So the recording of this, is it next week or is it Crown Jewel? I don't.
I didn't
catch when it was. Yeah, it won't be Crown Jewel. Anyways, then we had the main event. Um, I thought this was a great line from Wade, just like explaining what Gunther was doing. It was in the early going. There wasn't anything like notable in the first kind of few minutes, but Wade just said, "That's what Gunther does. He takes the special and makes them look ordinary." Like, what a great line for Gunther, because it is what he does. Like he takes these really special little shiny toys and he goes, "I can break you. Look at how I can break you."
It's
So most
it's
of the match. Sorry, go on.
yeah, it's a great point comparison because he can make the ordinary special. Like he can make his
Mm,
moves as common as a clothesline, a splash, look like world enders. They are because he's got just the right
mm.
amount of power and just crisp, just movement
Yeah,
to make it look
he he
like he's killing someone. It's great.
I I just really love how he like has multiple finishers at times. You know, like
Yeah,
he can drop people with a power bomb, a lariat. Like he can,
as
like
we're
that's
gonna
what a good
get, yeah,
wrestler should
as
be.
we're gonna get into later, we're gonna make a joke.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
just I
generally,
love him.
uh,
We love him.
uh, yeah, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. So a general breakdown. There's a nice back and forth storytelling of how Sammy at one point could beat Gunther, but this is a different Gunther. It's not your daddy's Gunther. So we had after multiple attempts, Sammy finally gets a Blue Thunder Bomb for a near fall. It's good near fall. I love the Blue Thunder Bomb, even if Takeshita may do it better, but that's
I mean, to
just
be fair, Takesha's learning from the guy who invented the move. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But anyways, enough about Konosuke, the bastard. We had a haluva kick against the barricade on the outside. Zayn trying to drag Gunther, but he can't drag his lifeless body in, so he has to run really quickly in to break the count and come back out again because it was at 9. Then I just put a cracking lariat from Gunther for a near fall. He just took Zayn's head off with him. We had a roll up by Zayn for another near fall. Then we had I love his shotgun drop kick. Gunther's shotgun drop kick is just gorgeous.
mm,
Like, he's absolutely thunderous. He followed it up by his power bomb for a really close near fall, which had me. Like that had me. I
yeah.
was like, okay, shotgun drop kick, power bomb, it's a Raw main event, he's gone. But no, he kicked out, and then Gunther's like, "It's all right. I'll just stack him up again." So he stacks Zayn up again. Zayn
Lol.
kicks out at 1. He
That
kicks out at
that
1.
just made me like he knows, like even just like going back to the match last year at Elimination Chamber he had with Roman.
Mm,
You knew he wasn't winning, but he can just make you believe. He can
yeah,
just make you believe for a second.
factor going, which is insane. Insane even. So we had that quick little kick out at 1, which I know a lot of people are gonna be like, but Gunther's looked really weak. He kicked out his paramount 1. Shut up. It was fun.
Cody, I would like to point out that the other world champion in the company has to hit his finisher a minimum of 3 times for it to actually pin someone. Unless you're
Crossroads is
AJ
mid.
Styles.
Yeah. Crossroads is mid. I'm sorry. It just is.
That
Oh,
move ain't
I'm
beat
sorry.
nobody.
Yeah. I take that move all day. You ain't beat nobody with that move, man. But anyways, so after that kick out at 1, Gunther just locked in a sleeper hold and didn't bloody let go until he choked life for Sami
I
Zayn.
mean, look at that man's arms. Do you think unless you find some way to either get to the ropes or just elbow him in the stomach enough, do you think you could get out of that?
Yeah,
Because you
he drops him.
cannot. Yeah.
Yeah, to steal a lion from another incredible athlete, you cannot escape. Just as simple as you just can't, right? And then Cody comes out. He doesn't hit the woe, so you know he's serious, and he stares down Gunther for a total of a couple of seconds, and then they cut to black because they're like
Mm.
no overrun with Raw. I don't think anymore. At the minute it's 2 hours and you're gone. You're out of there. So that was Raw. David, thoughts overall on this weird 2 hour truncated Raw?
There's a few good bits, but mostly just baffling allotments of time.
Mm.
Like, obviously, the main event got the time it deserved, and rightly so. It was a great match. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Not super thrilled about the Blood Money Championship and Cody just sort of. Because Gunther needs it more than Cody, let's be fucking real.
Yeah, like Gunther's winning that, surely.
Surely. Or at least just have Goldberg, you know. If you're gonna get him involved, at least have it mean something.
Oh no. That doesn't mean anything.
Look,
No.
he's not gonna be in the match with him. It's not gonna be a repeat of the Fiend.
Oh, don't even get me started. Oh, you won't stop me. Don't wind me up on Goldberg. But yeah, I think
Just
it's really
again,
weird if
like what happened in our
yeah.
last review, you've just been imbued with the spirit of Bret Hart.
Oh, God. Let me tell you something about Bill Goldberg. A bad worker, unsafe.
Yeah, just a baffling show all around. I look forward to seeing what they do next with Sammy. Gunther was
Mm.
great. Looking forward to seeing a certain team back next week.
Mm.
But other
Yeah.
than that, not much happened. Not much to say,
Yeah,
really.
I think it's weird because if you had told like most people, say 5 years ago, boys, Raw's gonna be 2 hours again. It's gonna be 2 hours again. Everyone would have got out of their seats and gave a standing ovation. But the problem is, Triple H took over the book and realized how to book a good 3 hour show that was watchable all the way through. That's coming from someone who recently came back to watch it like the last maybe year and a bit. I've been mostly catching Raw fully as opposed to just the highlights.
Mm.
It was a watchable 3 hour show, which is meant like still maybe a bit too long, but like it was watchable. And now they have a huge roster and they don't have 3 hours to play with, and it's really showing. Hopefully they'll
Like he
get
booked
used to it over the
SmackDown.
next couple of weeks.
You
Yeah.
see it. He booked SmackDown. He booked NXT for 2 hours for years. He'll be
Mm.
fine.
Yeah, I think we just have to give it a bit of patience, let it play out, as they say. But
Yeah,
yeah, that was Raw.
yeah. I I've had a good time recapping it with you, and
Me
this
too,
will
brother.
be the standard going forward. We managed to keep it under an hour. It's the shortest video we've ever made. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh my
And
God!
yeah, I
Thank
think
Christ.
this will be the standard going forward. I would just like to inform people I'll be here for when we review Dynamite tomorrow. I will not be here either for the podcast this week or for the SmackDown review. I will be back Monday, so we'll probably have the Wrestle Dream review recorded and up on Tuesday.
Perfect. And I will be not around, not this weekend, but next weekend. I won't be around the Saturday or Sunday because I'm going to the OTT 10th anniversary show. So I'll be, I should be back for um, the Raw review. And I'll probably tell all about it. Tell you how good it was seeing El
I mean,
Fergal
yeah,
Devil
the
back on
Raw
home
Tag
court.
Team Champions will be there.
Exactly. It should
Yeah,
be a great show. And the week after, then we have the live show in Dublin, the WWE live show, which would be a lot of fun.
we're recording a lot of content for that.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, just smash it out there.
All right. Well, I think on that bombshell, I think it is time to end. Jeff, would you like to remind the viewers where they can engage with us more?
I definitely would. So, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, if you are like ourselves, myself and David, and Restless for more wrestling content, you can follow us on all socials. That's TikTok, X, Instagram, YouTube, all as Restless Pod. We'll put out kind of show reviews, show previews, and news videos, all that kind of stuff out there. And for the 10th anniversary show and for our WWE Live experience, we'll be popping up some more content with us actually in person together and hanging out. So that'll be a lot of fun. So keep your eyes peeled and, take care. Toga Boge, everybody.
Right. And remember to watch the wrestling you like, because wrestling should be fun.